It is 4 o'clock in the morning, and you wake up to a warm, damp sandpaper texture sliding across your cheek, followed immediately by heavy, wet panting right in your ear. Before your half-asleep mind can brush it off as a random quirk or a plea for breakfast, you need to understand that what is happening right here on your pillow is not a clumsy accident. This is a calculated, ancient ritual driven by complex neurochemical triggers and millions of years of evolutionary engineering. When your dog pins you down and licks your face with relentless dedication, they are executing a precise biological blueprint that goes far deeper than a simple morning greeting. Why do they do it? And what is actually happening inside their brains while you try to shield your eyes? To answer that, we have to look at the behavioral research coming out of Eötvös Loránd University in Budapest, where scientists discovered something extraordinary about how dogs process affection and social hierarchy. When researchers analyze canine communication, facial licking emerges as a primary appeasement and bonding mechanism deeply rooted in ancestral survival. Dogs exhibit proximity-seeking behavior, intense facial focus, and a profound physiological need to make direct contact with their chosen pack leaders, mirroring parental attachment down to the letter. In fact, their anchor statistics show that 61% of dogs display securely attached behaviors toward their humans, translating a primal message into physical reality and communicating that you are quite literally the center of their entire social world. That behavior is driven by a powerful biological feedback loop mapped out by researchers publishing in the journal Science and at Asabu University in Japan. At the center of this loop is oxytocin, often referred to as the bonding molecule, which creates a self-reinforcing cycle of trust every time skin meets tongue. When your dog licks your face, your brain experiences a surge of oxytocin, which prompts you to smile, speak softly, or pet their head, which in turn triggers a massive spike of oxytocin in their brain. If you look at a wolf, however, this loop completely breaks down. Even wolves raised by humans from birth do not possess this neurological wiring to lick human faces in submission and love. Furthermore, just minutes of this close physical contact actively drops cortisol levels, wiping away stress hormones and reinforcing a profound biochemical connection between your two species. This intricate connection dates back 15,000 years, long before the rise of agriculture, writing, or permanent cities. Back when early human groups huddled around flickering campfires, while ancestral canines moved closer to the warmth of human settlements. The archaeological record reveals sites like a 14,000-year-old burial in Germany where a sick puppy, suffering from canine distemper, was carefully licked, nursed, and protected by early humans through weeks of grueling illness, proving that our bond predates modern civilization. On a genetic level, this history is written directly into chromosome 6, where dogs carry unique genetic insertions for extreme hypersociability that wolves simply do not possess. Humans did not just tame dogs by tossing them scraps. We literally rewired their genetic architecture to make face-to-face affection and human presence an absolute biological necessity for their survival. Yet this creates a fascinating modern contradiction when you look at data from the Mayo Clinic, which proves that dogs objectively disrupt human rest through sudden morning face licking, shifting weights, and micro-awakenings throughout the night, despite early wake-up calls. Psychological data from a study at the University of Jyväskylä in Finland shows that owners consistently report feeling emotionally grounded and deeply secure with their dogs, present in their personal space. The secret behind this paradox lies in heart rate variability co-regulation, a phenomenon where a bonded dog interacting closely with you actually synchronizes its resting nervous system rhythm with yours. An unfamiliar animal does not trigger this soothing physiological response, but a bonded dog creates a shared biological anchor that stabilizes your emotional well-being even when they disrupt your sleep. That delicate equilibrium means you need to pay attention when the pattern suddenly changes. Because if your dog abruptly stops licking your face or seeking your morning closeness, it is never random and warrants your immediate concern. The first red flag is physical pain, where a sudden reluctance to stretch up toward your face is often the earliest, most easily missed sign of developing dental disease, jaw pain, or hidden joint deterioration that hurts too much to manage. The second red flag is cognitive decline, as 35% of dogs over 8 years old develop canine cognitive dysfunction, a form of dog dementia that quietly erodes their spatial memory, disrupts their internal clock, and breaks down the comforting routines they have relied on for years. Noticing these shifts early can change the entire trajectory of their senior years, making your morning observations a vital tool for their health care. When you look back at that early morning face-licking session, the entire picture shifts from an annoying wake-up call to a profound act of devotion. Your dog didn't end up inches from your nose by random chance. They sifted through every possible option in the house and chose you, driven by thousands of years of evolution and pure biochemical trust. Drop a comment below and tell me what your dog does the second your alarm goes off. And as you think about your daily routine, consider this. That exact same oxytocin loop that drives them to lick your face is also tied to the neuroscience of why dogs stare deep into your eyes. A mind-bending mystery that we are breaking down in the very next video.